The duck may swim on the lake, but my daddy owns the lake.
Welcome to the
People of fucking Boston, shout out people of Boston, park the car in Harvard Yard. I'll tell you what, the people who do this podcast, whoever's listening, good shit, they're good shit. We're here with the people of Boston, they're beauties, we're chilling.
Welcome back and happy Father's Day. We have a Father's Day themed episode for all the dads out there. And by the way, my name is Matt.
I'm Daddy. Joe.
Joe Daddy.
Joe Daddy.
And happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there.
Buddy, you're trespassing on my shed. Get the hell out of my yard.
JT, let me have this house.
JT let you have my house.
Yes.
My shed.
I want it.
You're trespassing on my property. You didn't win in my yard.
Wait.
All of you.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that? Get everybody out of my yard.
Yes, we can't say it to each other at the moment, as far as we know.
Not yet.
Yes, so we are celebrating Father's Day. We celebrated Mother's Day, and we're going to try to do this for maybe every holiday to celebrate whatever holiday's up, just because we think it'd be fun, and we want to put a fun spin on it, right?
That's right.
Like, we don't want to just ask like generic questions. So we have a list of questions that we ask people for Father's Day specifically that are fun, unique, and tailored to the holiday.
That's right.
That's coming up, and we just had to mention before we start to visit our website at thepeopleofboston.com, where you can find us on all of our social media, and you can leave us a review there, and you can also find our YouTube and Rumble channel where you can get videos and all that stuff if you're into it. So whatever you're into, we got it. And go to thepeopleofboston.com, and let's just get right into it. We don't want to waste your time. It's Father's Day weekend. It's the Monday after Father's Day right now when this is posted.
Right.
So I hope everyone had a good Father's Day. And what's our first question we ask people, Joe?
First question, Matt, going in the spirit of Father's Day, is are you into Dad Bods?
Yes. So I asked people, or we asked people, because you were out there with me.
That's right.
Basically, like Dad Bods in and out. What do you, in or out? Mm-hmm. Like, are they in, I guess, socially? What do you think about them? And I don't know, like we talked about this, the answers were kind of quick. Mm-hmm. Should we just put them in right here, what everyone thought the Dad Bod, or do you want to discuss it?
Yeah, let's throw it in.
Throw it in right here?
Yep.
And obviously I think we're going to both say Dad Bods are in.
They're definitely in.
They're in. Let's just go to it.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a guy based off Dad Bod or completely jacked and ripped and six-pack, which one would you choose?
Probably go more Dad Bod.
You go Dad Bod?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know, the guy that spends too much time on his body, he's just focused on his body. He doesn't care about anything else but himself.
Oh, okay, so maybe a little arrogance almost.
Yeah,
and the Dad Bod guy can have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, eat chicken wings at 1 a.m.
More human.
Yeah, more human. Love 'em.
Totally in, definitely in.
Totally in?
Abs don't really do it for me. No, definitely in, 100%.
Definitely in.
Yeah.
So you'd pick a Dad Bod over maybe, let's say, a guy that's ripped with a six-pack.
Yeah, you can't, that's not fun to cuddle, a rock.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta like squish in. You have to be able to do that.
Need some warmth.
Yeah.
Need something to hold on to. All right,
Yeah.
great. Dad Bods. Do you
That's related to Father's Day? I don't know.
I mean, Dad Bods. It's in the name, you know. Do you think Dad Bods are attractive?
I think all bods are attractive, right?
All Bods?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you have your own physical or like opinion on physical like attractiveness.
I think that I don't really look for the body. I look for the personality.
Wow, that's great. No, that's great. That is good to look for. But somebody with a Dad Bod versus maybe a ripped six-pack, and personalities are the same.
Personalities, it's no difference to me.
But they're the same. The personalities. Any decision?
That's great. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna base it off of someone's body. So.
Okay, so you don't care about the Dad Bod.
No.
Okay, all right.
You know, my feeling is Dad's Bods, you say?
Yep.
My instinctive feeling was no, but I hear actually a lot of people like it, even a lot of women like it.
Yeah, and it's upsetting for you, I'm sure, because you're out here running, trying to keep off the Dad Bod, and for some reason it's working, right?
I don't know, maybe it's a sign of like a strength and authority because they think you're a father, you're taking care of a family.
So we just thought that would be fun. Father's Day, Dad Bods.
That's right.
Obviously, if you haven't got it by now, then you can just unsubscribe and get out of here. But what's the next question we ask people?
Next question is, and this is kind of the context that you were asking the question in to the people we talked to this week. Dads are notorious for not wanting to stop on road trips. So we asked the people of Boston, would your dad pull the car over for you to pee on a road trip? Matt, what would your dad do?
Yeah, so we kind of took the best and worst, and this is one of the worst things about dads, right?
That's right.
So, me knowing my dad, he would never stop on road trips to piss, and we would have to beg. My brother and I, we did a lot of trips at family in Indiana, so we do a lot of road trips out there to Indiana, which is a long car ride. And anytime we did that, it was always a struggle. We would have, of course you have to pee, right, throughout like a 12-hour car ride. So it would always be a whole argument and discussion, and you should have went, but like before we left the house. It's been 4 hours. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't mean I should have left when I went to the house. I've been through a whole cycle already. You know what I mean? So it was always a struggle. We always ended up getting him to pull over, but it wasn't easy. You know what I mean? I never had to pee in a bottle, which is a question I asked people because I thought maybe it would be funny to hear if some people's dads never pulled over and then forced them to pee in a bottle in the car. We didn't find that person when we were out there talking to him, but we'll find him next time. What, Joe, what would your dad do there?
So my dad was pretty good. We took a lot of long road trips down to the Outer Banks in North Carolina, which, similar to your drive to Indiana, was about 12 hours. So that's a long trip. You're definitely going to have to stop. My dad was very good about stopping. Okay. But do have a funny story to share while we're on the topic. One year when I was a child, we were driving down, and we weren't 2 hours into the drive, and my grandmother was driving with us, my nonny. Okay. Who you know very well.
Yes. We prank called her, actually.
We did prank call her.
Maybe we should just we'll throw that right in there, too.
Hello.
Hey, this is James Ritchie. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Just calling about a conversation about your car last week. I found a buyer, and we're ready to go.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You have the wrong number.
Huh? What you mean? We made a deal last week, $10,000 for your car. That's what you said. This is the number you gave me.
No, you got the wrong number.
This is the number you gave me. We spoke about the car.
I never spoke to you.
No one's going to give you more than $10,000 for your car, so just let me know the full name for the check and where we can pick it up.
Now you're kidding.
What was that? All right, look, how about $11,000 and that's it? Let's make a deal for your old car for $11,000.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I think you have the wrong number. I never spoke to you.
Forget it then. When you make a promise and give your number out, you should stick to it. I'll make sure everyone knows how crooked you are for business.
Keep going, sorry.
And she gets car sick. Okay, so not exactly related to peeing, but she gets car sick. So 2 hours into the drive, she's in the back seat. She gets car sick.
No.
Goes to throw up. We don't,
oh God!
We don't have a bag in the car.
Yeah.
So she throws up in an empty tissue box.
Oh.
And she's probably gonna kill me for sharing this story, but it's funny. It needs to be shared.
Was it a projectile?
No, just like right down into like the. She had to open up like the plastic part of the.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was bad. That was really bad. Felt bad for her there. Felt worse for my dad on either the same drive down or on the drive back. It was the same trip.
Yeah.
We're at a gas station, and for whatever reason they don't have a bathroom. My dad's got to go, and we learned from the trip down, Non can't sit in the back. She's got to sit in the front seat. My dad's driving the car.
Yeah.
He's got to whip it out and pee in a bottle with his mother riding shotgun.
Oh no!
So I never had to pee in a bottle. My dad did. He had to do it in front of his own mother.
God. While he was driving the car?
No. We were pulled over at a gas station, but they didn't have a bathroom, and he's like, I gotta go. So then he went, and
I just feel like there were so many other things, Mr. O'Rourke, you could have done there, like step outside of the car. Like, were there woods?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just picturing a certain like rest stop in my head that just must not have been it.
Nope. It was a very traumatic experience for us.
Wow.
He's a real MVP for doing that.
Did she laugh? Did Grandma laugh?
It was not a funny moment while it was happening. It was very stressful for everyone involved.
All right. Well, let's go hear about people from Boston's fathers I guess, take on pulling, if they pulled the car over now? Let's go hear if they did.
Let's do it.
Actually, for my father, God rest his soul, he's a piece. Thank you. But I actually remember when me, my mom, my dad would drive in the car. It was actually the other way around.
Really?
My mom would usually be. My dad was a fine driver, but usually it would be my mom driving the wheel. And there were a couple of times where he was begging to take a pit stop, but my mom wanted to be the one in the rush.
Oh God!
So for my family, it was actually the other way around.
So he got it thrown back at him. He had to suffer.
Yeah.
Did anyone on these road trips ever have to pee in the car?
Not in the car,
like
but
in a bottle.
No, not in a bottle, but off a highway.
Off the highway.
Yeah.
My dad will speed 100 to get you home, but he will never pull over for you to pee 100%.
Will never pull over.
Yeah, even when my mom and dad were together and she had to go, he goes, nope, we have to make it to this exit before we do anything. So no, he is not one to pull over.
Now, I know it's more difficult for women than men to pee in a bottle, but I do know of a woman that's peed in a bottle. Have you ever had to do that in the car?
I've attempted. No, I've thought about it. I've not attempted. I don't want to like stain my car. You know, it's leather, but God forbid it stays in the car. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I have been on Storrow Drive and had to pull over frantically and
really
squat at the side.
Like, would you
actually? Well, no, we didn't pull over, but it was because probably the whole car was just like, we want this road trip to end. Like, don't pull over. Like, get to the final destination.
So your road trips are terrible.
They weren't great. You know, it's just none of us like driving in the car. We just want to get to the destination.
What was so bad about being in the car? Like, you didn't have any fun games or anything like that?
No, we didn't have any games. My dad just had like Bruce Springsteen on just on repeat over and over again, and me, my brother, and my mom were just like, get us the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm tired of listening to the boss.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, I like Bruce, but you know, too much of it. You know.
Gotcha. Do you ever have to like pee in a bottle or something because your dad was like, I'm not gonna pull over?
No, I don't remember anything like that.
No, never happened.
Yeah.
All right, to pee. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh no, luckily not. My dad's great when it comes to that.
Okay, so your dad will always like stop the car if someone was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
I know, it's a
You're
rarity.
the minority.
I know. You know, I'm pretty lucky. What can I say? Lots of things to celebrate on Father's Day.
Yeah. All right. So,
a lot of good dads out there.
People are pulling over for their kids, and that's something that I didn't experience. And it sounds like your family just had a whole different take on it, on how to handle it when someone has to have some kind of fluid leave their body. But that's fine, you know, and that's what makes America, really, is that everyone figures out their own way to handle different situations. And that's what leads us to our next question, which is, what's the most important thing you learned from your dad or that your dad taught you? This is a tough one, because I feel like for people that were fortunate to have dads in their lives and then had good dads, there are a lot of things. Dads are great, just as great as moms in different ways, right? And there's a lot of good things that dad teach their children. What do you think, Joe?
Well, aside from learning how to play baseball, the most important thing that I learned from my dad is something he always referred to as the order of life. So he said this not only to me and my brothers, but also to my friends to make sure everybody was on the same page. The order of life in my dad's eyes, and I'm considering this advice because, you know, I still follow it, is school, sports, girls. I always said that my whole life. Get good grades in school, do well at sports, and then make time for the girls, for the ladies.
Nice.
So that's the most important thing that he taught me, and I'm glad that I could put the people on to the order of life.
Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. It really takes you, I feel like, throughout life, you know?
It does.
Because obviously women is the last step, because then after that your life's over. And I'm sure Mr. O'Rourke figured that out, and that's why he just gave you the heads up. Just kidding, Mrs. O'Rourke. All right. That's great advice.
That's right.
Good advice.
It is. What about you, Matt?
Or a good lesson, I should say, because it's not advice, more of a lesson. I don't know. There are a lot of lessons that are taught, like in silence, and then also with words, right? But I feel like one of the greatest lessons that I can remember, and there's a story behind it that I won't get into, but is basically that your name and your word and your I guess it has to go with character, but your word is the most important thing you have. Your name is the most important thing you have. And after that, you don't have anything else. So if you have to keep that in check, basically, in whatever way, whatever that means. So like being honest, making sure you try to do the right things, which obviously people don't. Like haven't always done the right thing, but that's why in the back of my head it always bothers me. I feel like when I don't do the right thing, because then I think, oh, that goes against me as a person, you know. So it's that's like a lesson I feel like I've learned from him, which is to your word and your name is the most important thing you have. That's all you have, really. Forget everything else. So that's something that I definitely still have in the back of my mind, even subconsciously at times, and love that I got that. But I think we also need to hear from the people of Boston, hear what their thoughts are on the most important lesson they learned from their dad.
That's right. Let's get to it.
First thing that comes to mind, he said, whenever you are drinking and you drive home and there's 3 cars in front of you, always follow the middle one. That's the number one. I mean, maybe not appropriate, but that's always the one that sticks in my head. So
that's the advice for people that definitely need it, but you know,
don't do it. But if you see 3, follow the middle.
You might have just saved a life right there.
Yeah.
That's good advice. That's good advice. Is your dad like a big drinking driver, or is he just joking around?
No, only occasions. Yeah, only once in a while.
Only on 4th of July, what other trip?
Yeah, my nephew's first birthday, you know.
Oh yeah, gee, that's a big one. Gotta celebrate that. You're studying for a law exam as you walk. You must be very busy.
Yes.
You stressed?
Yes.
Okay, I feel bad for you. We won't take up too much of your time. Today's questions are Father's Day related questions, okay?
Gotcha.
We'll cut it to 2. So the first thing we have for you is, what's the most important thing you learned from your dad?
Expect a greater reward.
Expect a greater reward?
Yes.
Than what you get, or what you think you deserve?
It means basically you essentially don't be afraid to put in the hard work now, sacrifice now, so that you can benefit later.
Gotcha. So almost like a dream big type attitude.
Essentially, yeah. Sacrifice now for the benefit later.
That's good advice.
For my dad, that's a good question. He was definitely someone who valued family and also valued human relationships in general. So if I were to put these 2 things together, I think the most important thing my dad taught me was to have empathy for people while also not letting your guard down. Like, be open and friendly with people, both friends and family, but don't let your guard down because you don't know who you're going to come across in life.
Gotcha. So like a fool you once, shame on me, fool you twice, or fool you once, shame on you, fool you twice, shame on me.
Right, exactly.
Type lesson.
Yeah.
Nice. You think that's like served you well?
So far, so good.
Yeah? Haven't been screwed over too many times?
Well, the times I was screwed over is when I wasn't following that lesson.
Gotcha. So you keep that close.
Yeah.
That's good. And your father passed, you said?
Yeah, he passed a little over a year ago due to pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
Sorry.
But he's at peace now, and he went very peacefully, thanks to the doctors.
That's good. That's good to hear. How's it been for you in the past, since he's passed?
Up and down. Like I'm a therapist in my practice, so I know some coping skills of grief, and grief and bereavement goes up and down. It's not linear, but overall it has gotten easier. The number one thing I've realized is that it's not just cliche to say that they're always with you. Like, I actually do still physically feel his presence inside me because he had such a strong impact on me. So now I know all those cheesy sayings that they're always with you actually aren't as cheesy as they sound. I do feel his presence around me because he had so much influence on me.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great. So it's kind of metaphorical for you, and then some people maybe take it to more of a spiritual, but for you it's maybe more metaphorical.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. I'm glad it's you're able to deal with it in a positive way.
Thank you.
I think how to just care for other people.
How to care for other people?
Yeah.
How do you think that your dad's maybe taught you that?
Just through actions. He's not someone that speaks about it. It's just how he looks out for other people.
He just treats people well, and you've seen that throughout your life.
That's partially why. I mean, he's not a physical therapist, but probably brought me to what I'm doing because he's kind of geared his life towards taking care of other people.
That's awesome. What does he do? I mean, you don't have to go into maybe too much detail, but
he's a physician, so
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. That's good for him. He sounds like he had a good dad.
Yeah, I got lucky. What can I say?
Definitely.
Probably don't give up and don't fuck up.
Don't give up and don't fuck up.
Yeah.
In that order, or either way?
Maybe in that order.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Is that something you've always remembered?
Yeah, I don't know. You just kind of shake it off, keep on going, and don't fuck it up too bad. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Type of thing.
Do you think you've done a good job of that? Is your dad proud?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, good.
I hope so.
Okay, so this question was at times difficult to ask because it is something that maybe some people might, maybe be opposed to. Luckily, nobody was. Everyone had a good sense of humor with this question.
Mm-hmm.
But I truly think this is one of the most important questions on Father's Day that we have here. Not what's the most important lesson, but the question that we did ask the people of Boston for our last question, which is, do you like being called daddy in bed / have you ever called someone daddy in bed? Now, it's something that seems to be common, right?
That's right.
So that's what we ask people. Now, usually it's the woman in a heterosexual relationship calling the man daddy, right?
That's right.
But I would imagine in either a gay or lesbian relationship. I would imagine in any type of relationship. I would imagine that. I would imagine that regardless of the relationship, that there is a daddy, right? Like there is somebody that maybe would fit into that role more so than the other, right?
Sure.
So this really could pertain to anybody regardless of sexual orientation, right?
Sure.
Okay. So that's what we ask people. Have you ever been called daddy / have you ever called somebody daddy? And, we usually start with ourselves. Joe,
all right. So to answer the second part of that question, no, I have never called anyone daddy.
Never called it. Never called it.
I haven't. But what I would like is to be called daddy. Okay, Alyssa? All right.
All right. All right. This would be a good,
write that down.
Good paired app topic.
That's right.
Not a sponsor.
Shout out paired.
So, so the answer would be no for you.
But I'd like to. I think that's important that I reiterate that.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, you have people do what they have to do and want to do, so.
That's right.
And for myself, I don't, that's probably there's no more questions after this.
Yeah, we're done after this.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, this is something that, from what I understand, is common in the bedroom, is being called daddy. Is that something you've ever been called ever?
I'm going to pass on that one.
You're going to pass?
I'm going to pass on that one.
So we'll accept that's a yes. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, man.
People have been known to...
See, this is making me more nervous because if you can't even get the question out.
I think it's just how we started. So people have been known to refer to other people in the bedroom as daddy. Has that ever been something that you've had the experience of?
I don't have daddy issues.
You don't have daddy issues?
Also, don't want to refer to anyone as daddy.
Yeah.
Ever.
No. What do you think about people that maybe partake in that?
I think everyone is allowed to have their own sexual preferences. I just don't use that.
You would never. What if you were with somebody that was great and they were like, please just do it?
I would say find someone new.
Find someone new. Okay. That's great. That goes to the personality. We're all back around. It's a big loop. It's very common for people to, in the bedroom, use the term daddy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been called daddy before?
No, I have not.
Is that something you'd like to happen?
Not at the moment, no. I just turned 30, so I'm trying to keep my youth.
You're leaving the door open, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Haven't really dived too much into that.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
So I've done it as a joke once, one time, but I tried to do it seriously, and I just burst out loud. I really can't. It's horrible. I don't know how people do it. I've never even called my dad daddy. It's just like, it hurts to the core. So no, I can't. Not seriously.
Can't do it.
No, not
all
at all.
What if somebody was like, I need this every time? Do you think you could get used to it?
Not at all.
No. Can't, it's something
it's a deal breaker. Not
It's common in the bedroom for women to call their partner that they're with a daddy. Is that something you've ever experienced?
Not yet, no. I'll let you know when.
Great. Is it something that you're hoping happens soon?
The word daddy, no, not the word daddy.
Not the word daddy.
I wouldn't hold it against them, but I would prefer not.
Okay. Now, what if this was, let's say, your wife and you were a father to children? Would that maybe be a little more exciting?
It would be different.
It would be a little different.
It would be more acceptable. Let's say that. Okay. Let's say that. It'll be more acceptable.
Great. Hey, well, thanks for stopping. Well, that would be the episode, and it's been a great episode.
That's right.
So, happy Father's Day. And I'm going to plead the fifth, and just, again, we try to make it, like, anytime we have, like, some kind of holiday, right, make it fun, make it interesting, and make it related. And so that's what we try to do here. We hope that you liked hearing from us and hearing from the people on the street. And that's all we got for you guys.
That's it. Happy Father's Day. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday.
Yes, and thank you to all the dads.
Shout out the dads.
Dads and the daddies.
Right.
Yes.
Daddy.
Good night.
I've been in instances where in classroom participation, I raise my hand and say, 2 + 1's 3. And everybody class will 3, ha, ha.